plant. Yes, we acknowledge that everything has an advantage and a disadvantage. The beauty with urban farming is you're harvesting fresh food. You're eating fresh vegetables, you're eating fresh salads or fresh berries, which you would have to buy in the supermarkets, but here you're harvesting them at home. And then you're also making money at the same time. You're making surplus money. We have seen COVID recently. People have lost their jobs. People don't have what to do. And most people have gone into urban farming and they are getting a living out of it. So it's not really a job for the poor. Yes, people say agriculture is for the poor, but of late it's not for the poor. We also slay in farming and we get clean money out of the soil. The disadvantages could be that you need the vessels, you need the planters, because you don't have soil, open space, so you need something where to put your soil and plant your crops. So you have to buy the planters, you have to buy things like tires, which you'll see around. And for the urban farmers who want to beautify their homes, you have to, paint the tires and make them look like flowers or something like decoration. It's a decoration, at the same time you're using it to get food and get money. And then maybe the other challenge could be during the dry season, you have to water your plants like twice a day because it is too dry and these plants are in a contained place, a container, so they lose moisture at a very fast rate. But basically, at the end of the day, you realize that what you're getting out of it is more than what you're putting because you're earning, you're not paying, let's say, taxes, you're not paying rent, first of all, to sell your vegetables. And you're doing online marketing. With the outbreak of COVID, everything has gone digital. We are doing everything online. You sell your products online. You sell your goods online. So I encourage the parents, the urban farmers, the children out there at home, they can start urban farming. Here we are seated on 50 by 100, but we can produce crops that can feed us, that we can use to get money. And then the mini greenhouse that we have can accommodate about 250 plants, which is, I think, good enough compared to someone who has to go and look out for land. Then you have to keep making phone calls. How are my crops? How is this? Here you're doing the monitoring yourself every day. You don't have to do telephone farming. You're monitoring your crops in your own space, in your own garden, in your own home. And you get people to come visit you, to come learn how to grow the crops. And then they get enticed and they also go back and learn how to do these things. At Nkenene Croft, definitely I don't work alone. I have a team behind me, and this is my small team. This is Aine, she's the greenhouse manager behind there. And these are my two little ninjas, Chris and Chris, the mini urban farmers, basically more interested in strawberry farming than the rest. And this is Tony, our neighbor. He's the manager of the vertical farm around. He's in charge of making sure the plants don't get diseased, the plants get fertilized, the plants don't get any issue at all. So here we are going to show you how we grow strawberries in the tires. This is the vertical tire garden, and Tony is going to show us using one of the runners, because with strawberries we use the runners. So he's going to demonstrate how we put in one of the runners, how we mulch it. This soil is already mixed with charcoal dust and the chicken manure, because strawberries really love manure. So it's already prepared for that transplant.
So when our seedling is of 1 month old, it's ready to be transplanted. So you take it to the soil which you have already prepared, mixed with chicken manure and charcoal dust. So you take it, you dig a small hole where you're going to put it. So you make sure that you remove it from where it was prepared, then you shift it to the soil which you have dug. After doing so, you get grass and you mulch it. The purpose of mulching is to keep moisture within the soil, because these strawberries, they prefer a cool and a wet environment for their proper growing, and to control weeds, because they cannot compete with weeds. So we have to mulch so that these strawberries do not compete with weeds for nutrients and moisture.
So here we have cabbage. This is purple cabbage. It's one of the vegetables that are mainly sold in Nakasero and very expensively. So we decided to grow it home. It takes about four months to harvest. And what we basically do, we buy these grow bags from Kampala, and then we mix our soil. We mix it with animal manure, which we have, the chicken manure, chicken droppings. We mix with soil, and then we also add some charcoal dust to avoid the soil from getting compacted. And then we plant in our small seedlings. We purchase these seedlings from Kampala, that's Lubiri. They have a seedling center there. So we come and plant them, and then we mulch them with some pine leaves to keep the moisture in the soil. And all we have to do is, to just spray, keep spraying the insecticide to avoid the pests, and then keep also spraying our organic manure, because we have some rabbit urine around mixed with foragers. We use it to spray the crops. And then right here, we have some herbs. This is lemon balm. It's one of the common herbs. It smells like mujaja or African basil, and it's good for nasal congestion, things like that, colds, flu. Same applies to spearmint. This is the mint that they use to make PK or orbit or chewing gum. It's also good for nasal congestion, and it was doing quite a good job during the COVID pandemic with the nasal congestion issues. And people don't even know that you can have such old vessels in your home which are old, which are out of use, and you can use them for growing. Some just throw them out or give them out as scrap. But here I am showing you that you can actually try to decorate it, paint it, get for it a stand, and use it to produce food instead of just dumping it away.
We do call out vertical farming here in the PVC pipes, and these are our mother strawberries where we get the runners. After getting the runners, we take them to the greenhouse where we do use it as our nursery bed. Not only the pipes, we also have eggplants in the sacks here. We do recycle bottles where we put our strawberries also under vertical farming. We also recycle the paint buckets where we put in our vegetables like kale, as we are seeing it. And the broken basins, we do use them and we put in our vegetables. As you are seeing, we are having there onions. We also call out farming in the polythene bags. We plant in our eggplants, green pepper, and kale.
I'm by names of Ainembaba's Tayewa, the greenhouse manager at Nkenene Croft Farm. Here is our greenhouse, which we use to rear the small poultry we have. We grow our herbs from this greenhouse. We keep our hens here. We use the small place we have. In our greenhouse, we grow crops like lavender. This is a lavender plant that we grow from this side, our greenhouse. This is lemon thyme. It is also used for spicing something like soup and rice. We also grow lemon verbena. Lemon verbena is for spicing tea. We also have other mints like chocolate mint, used in making chocolates. This is pineapple mint, also for spicing chai. This is spearmint. It is also used for spicing chai. We also have strawberries. This is a strawberry plant. We plant here strawberries, then when the customers are in need of them, we give them. This part in our greenhouse, we use this part as a nursery bed where we put the seedlings. After them growing up, we transplant them to the big polythene bags. Then we let the plants to grow. Our greenhouse, and that's how we do urban farming at Kenene Craft Farm.
And here we have other plants which are potted. This is chamomile. It brings a yellow flower, which is used in tea. It's
Good
one
morning,
of the best
everyone.
spices that
Good
are
morning,
there
students.
now.
Good morning,
You
teachers
can
on
still
the
have
call.
this on your balcony, and it acts as a
If
herb,
there's
and the
anyone
flowers are
ready
so
to
nice.
show us
This is
their farm,
jasmine. It
could you
also brings
kindly
a
put
white
up your
flower,
hand?
good for tea. And right here we have lemon verbena, which is also a tea spice, which we propagate by cuttings. And this here is citronella.
Anyone ready to
It's
show us
a
their
repellent
farm
vitamin
this
at the same
morning?
time a herb. So you're having a two-in-one kind of plant in your home, chasing away mosquitoes, and you're using it for your spices as well. And last but not least, we have lemon basil, which is also a tea spice. This is a sister to mujaja or a sister to African basil, which is also good for tea. We propagate it and sell it as seedlings. And right here is the famous lemon thyme. You just need to get a big tire or a big something, put in your soil, mix with manure, and then plant. This is about 4 months old, and it's this huge. So you can have this in your compound and beautify your compound with this. At the same time, you're making money out of this. But of course, being an urban home, we still have some space for flowers. This is coolios, which is a good flower with the pot. And right here we have spearmint, which I earlier talked about. It's intercropped with strawberries and still intercropped with one of the flowers. Then this is the famous hydrangea, bringing for us beautiful flowers. So basically, we have the flowers, at the same time we have the plants, which give us money, which give us food, and which give us medicinal value.
We not only do urban farming in growing vegetables and strawberries, but we do call out some poultry farming. We do keep turkeys, local birds, particularly chicken, and again fowl in Kofu in Uganda. Despite of the small area we're having, we do call out farming of growing matoke like indizi, matoke, banana, bogoya, and other fruit trees like mango, cocoa, nkenene, and jackfruit.
My name is Kristen Saint. I'm the Johnson. I'm 7 years old. This is my small garden. I plant strawberries. I get seedlings from the pipe, then I plant them here in my pot. Then we water them every day. Then we give them customers. Get money and buy anything.
So this is how we do urban farming at Nkenene Croft. Thank you, our visitors, for visiting us. Thank you for selecting us. And to the organizers of Gaza High School Farm Camp, thank you so much. I just want to give a piece of advice or last word to people out there, to the youth especially, and the women especially. You can engage in agriculture. It's no longer an activity for the poor or for the aged. Anyone can engage in it, anyone can slay in it, anyone can make money out of it, be it office people. You can still do your office work and then still have your own mini farm at home where you get some side income also for your children.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dungu, for that video. I have some hand up. Waniela, kindly show us what you do.
Okay. Am I having rights to share?
Mr. Dungu, kindly give Waniala sharing rights. Okay, you have them now.
Okay.
I'm the host now.
I'm looking for them and taking some pic. Kindly be patient. How did I?
O'Neill, are you finding problems?
Yeah. I took a video here, but I'm not seeing it.
Sorry. Maybe as he looks for it, anyone else who is ready to show us this morning their enterprise?
Let me go back first.
Please, if you're ready to share your story this morning, kindly put up your hand. As Waniala looks for his.
Yes, madam.
Are you ready now?
I've gotten somewhere. Let me now go back to Zoom. I've got it.
Okay, okay.
I tap on share. Then where is the best place? Is it share whiteboard or screen?
Open what you're sharing. Are you using a phone?
Yes.
Mr. Kaziba, if you're online, kindly help. I usually use a laptop. I don't use a
Screen.
phone.
Let her share the screen.
Okay.
You don't need to first open the document. I've never used a phone.
Then I'm seeing the display over other apps. Is it?
Yes, go on.
I go on Zoom.
Continue.
I've just said share the screen. I'm this scoop news. What? Where do I tap?
But you have not yet started sharing.
Okay. Have you seen?
Yes, we've started seeing your screen.
I'm only seeing the whiteboard now.
Oh, waiting for you to share the rest.
You shared the wrong component. Venus, can you stop? I'm saying stop sharing and share again.
Okay. Can I, sir?
Yes.
Can I go to, when I tap on share, can I go to photo, document, web URL, bookmarks?
Okay, you go to screen.
Screen. Start now.
Yes.
When I Did do allow
display of other apps? Yes.
Okay. Then I tap on it.
Yes, tap.
I'm seeing it on, but not going through.
Let me show you.
Okay.
So like when you tap on share screen, you get something that Zoom will start capturing everything that is displayed on your screen. Have you gotten that notification?
When you tap on share.
Yes.
I see Microsoft OneDrive, Google Drive, Box, Photo, Document, Web URL.
Then go to screen. Go to screen. Have you seen screen?
Yes.
Tap screen. Yes, tap screen.
I've tapped on it. There is start recording of casting Zoom. Is it cancel or not? Start now?
Start now.
Then they are brought for me. Is it there is Zoom not allowed?
That is the only option you get.
I very many options.
Read others.
Bible, Catholic Church, clock, college mate.
Now look out for where your video is.
Okay.
But I've not yet seen your screen here. I would have seen it. Okay. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
You are seeing my screen.
When we start, please record on the cloud.
Yeah. So I don't know which process you are going through, but you have not done what you are supposed to. What?
Let me go back.
Just Bedus, just say screen, then you go where there is the share the screen down there. After bookmark, then the next option.
After bookmark, I've gone to screen, start now.
Tap that one, tap that one.
I've tapped on it.
What are you getting?
These options that I'm telling you.
Read them again.
I have got Bible, Catholic. Okay. Let me go back because this is not the way I've been sharing my work. Sir.
Your screen had come.
It has not. Sir, let another person first share as I check through.
Madam Jeff, maybe you can have another person as the Venus checks out. Any other person that is ready to share, you can raise up the hand and you share.
Anyone ready to share their screen, please? Vanilla, any progress?
Not really. I've been sharing the screen, but I used to tap on micro. I used to tap on I didn't used to go up to screen. I used to tap on photos. When I tap on share, I just go to photos.
Maybe you try doing what you've been doing and we see. Try doing what you're used to and we see. As we wait for other hands to come up. Anyone ready? Vanilla, is that option also failing now?
It can go through, but I'm not seeing the exact photo where it is, and it is there. Maybe let me go and delete some first.
Another video, meanwhile.
Okay. Any other person ready to share their project?
I could be playing another video as we wait for the hand.
Please do, Mr. Dung.
You could keep asking.
Wanyola, when you're ready, you can raise your hand again, or any other person who is ready. Mr. Dung, you can go ahead and play.
Please give me rights on that red Ronald Dungu.
Red Ronald Dungu, where is it? I thought I gave you. Mr. Dung, have you got the rights? I thought I gave you.
There is that RD red.
Let me just make both so that. I think I've done that.
My name is Isova James, a teacher of agriculture at Tiganga Secondary School. I'm also in charge of the farm. I was the farm manager. I'm also the patron of Yofa Club. Yofa is Younger Future Farmers of Africa Club. The club has a total number of 600 girls and some few boys who are special needs, visually impaired boys. So in Atiganga SS farm, we do a number of activities. farm activities. We have simple dairy farm. We have a poultry unit where we are now. We are standing. We have a greenhouse production. We also do open field crops and have a banana plantation. We also do value addition. Have a bakery that girls do value addition on something, and they do bread and cakes and like that. Now, today, we want to talk about poultry management and poultry production. Where I am, the poultry unit where I'm standing now, as you shall be seeing, we have in 1,200 layer birds, which were stocked on 16th of August. Yesterday, they made 4 months. In a few weeks from now, we are expecting to see some eggs. But now, to take you through poultry management, poultry production, when you are going to start with start rearing birds, you must know the breed you want and the kind of feeds. But as you are preparing to bring the birds, you start with brooding. You start with brooding, the 1-day-old chicks, which takes you through for like 2 months. But you must prepare thoroughly the brooder. The brooder must be well scrubbed, disinfected before arrival. A week before arrival. These things are done a week before arrival. The equipment, the drinkers and feeders must be well cleaned, and you set up a brooder. When the birds are about to arrive, you don't know that there's disinfection of the room and the cleaning of the equipment. You set up a brooder in a kind of a ring. We use iron sheet kind of a ring to make a circular kind of confinement for the birds, these chicks. And you set up fire overnight to heat the room to have a uniform temperature before the chicks arrive. I will do that because there must be a thermometer monitoring the temperature.
Yeah, can share screen. Trying to share your screen again. Waniola, are you trying to share the screen? Sharing the Waniola. Starting, maybe we could continue with the video because I'm not seeing any other hand up, and Waniola is still having problems sharing his screen. Waniola. Mr. Dungu, could you maybe share the video again? Looks like Waniola is still Mr. Dung, maybe you share that video again.
Manage them. Then you continue. For the second week, you vaccinate them against Gumboro disease through eye drops. Into one drop into the eye.
Sorry, Madam
These
Javi, I
two
don't know
vaccines
what
in
happened.
Newcastle
Where did you
and
go?
the Gumboro administered through the eye, eye drops into the eyes.
We had gone as far
Newcastle
as
first week,
warming the brooder
you do a bit
overnight.
of a ring. We use the 1-day-old chicks, which takes you through for
Yes,
like
there,
2
that is
months.
where we were.
But must prepare thoroughly the brooder. The brooder must be well scrubbed, disinfected before arrival. Like a week before arrival. These things are done a week before arrival. The equipment, the drinkers and feeders must be well cleaned. And you set up a brooder. When the birds are about to arrive, you've done all that disinfection of the room and the cleaning of the equipment. You set up a brooder in a kind of a ring. We use iron sheet kind of a ring to make a circular kind of confinement for the birds, these chicks. And you set up fire overnight to heat the room to have a uniform temperature before the chicks arrive. Because there must be a thermometer monitoring the temperature in the room, and you put litter on the floor. This litter, when the chicks are young, must be covered with some newspapers to avoid them eating this litter. The fire can be put on a charcoal stove, but majorly we use a pot that we put in the center. Why do we make the ring circular? These chicks, sometimes they are fond of going to the corners, which can easily make them suffocate. So you make sure that the ring is circular so that they don't go in those corners to suffocate. In case it is cold, they tend to go in those corners. So you must make sure that the confinement ring is circular so that they have nowhere they can pile to suffocate. And on the first day, on arrival, when they have just come, you give them glucose. Water mixed with what? With glucose, and on the first day. Of course, temperature must be monitored. The charcoal stove or the pot you've used must be monitored well. You count them. To see those that are weak, you separate them from those that are strong to manage these weak ones so that they catch up. After like 1 hour, now you introduce the feeds. I call them chick and duck feeds sprinkle onto the newspapers, the birds start eating. You don't have to introduce feeds immediately they arrive because there is some stress these birds go through, and the digestion may not be well. So you don't give them food direct. So after 1 hour, you put the feeds and they start feeding. Then you continue managing. After 1 week, you do vaccination against Newcastle. You vaccinate against Newcastle after week 1. As you continue putting, there is what you call in the water, you put there glucose and the plain water and glucose. Then in the second day, you put some amproline, because sometimes they develop some diarrhea. So you put amproline in the water for 3 days to manage them. Then you continue. For the second week, you vaccinate them against Gumboro disease through eye drops into 1 drop into the eye. These 2 vaccines in Newcastle and the Gumboro administered through the eye, eye drops into the eyes. Newcastle first week, Gumboro second week, then you do a repeat of Gumboro the third week again. And then fourth week, you go back to Newcastle, the Newcastle vaccine, still through the eye drops. At 2 months, you now do what you call follow-pox through the wingy web. It is a wingy web. That's what we do follow-pox. At that very time, still at 2 months, you do deworming. Deworming starts at 2 months of these birds. We are talking about layers, which we have. At 2 months, you do deworm them, and at that very time, after maybe like 1 week, you vaccinate against follow-pox. After like those 2 months, now the birds are shifted from the brooder room to where they are going to stay. And you establish the room, putting the laying nests and the litter materials to disinfect that room where the birds are going to stay. They are going to stay for life, where they're going to lay from. You remove at 2 months, you remove them from that brooder to a room where they are going now to stay for some time, where they will be laying their eggs, and the laying nests are put so that don't introduce the laying nests when the birds have started laying. They will get stressed. It will be like a scarecrow. So they get stressed, and again, they may not they may extend the period of laying. So you introduce the birds in their room where they're going to stay together with the laying nests to avoid stress in that room. Then, of course, deworming now can be done after a month regularly. Now deworming is done after 1 month or 2 months. You can again repeat Newcastle still monthly basis. Monthly, because this is a disease that is very common in poultry. So you can repeat after every month to continue boosting their immunity. As I say, for this farm, we provided regular, and on our farm, we have an automatic kind of water system where birds have water all the time. We call it in ad-lib. Water must be supplied in ad-lib all the time. Water is available. For us, we have an auto drinkers. Water is supplied from the tank all the time. It is there because an egg is almost 90% water. So for birds to lay eggs, there must be water. It's very clean water, not just water. It must be clean water and the hygiene must be at its best in a poultry unit. To be profitable, you must continue rationing the feeds. For us, we mix our own feeds using concentrates. We want to use intraco feeds, which we mix on regularly. And now, currently, they are at 4 months. Each bird is consuming 100 grams at this level. But at maturity, we shall increase to 125 grams per day. That one must be calculated. So depending on the room, our rooms, we have 3 rooms. In each room, we have 400 birds. So we calculate the feeds depending on the number of birds that each room has. And we give them twice morning and afternoon feeds so that they can be. Currently, they are molting, which means they are signs of start laying soon, maybe at the age of 5 months. Thank you. That is how you manage birds if you earn some profits. Still, we're at 2 months. We are to do the beaking of this bird. 2 to 3 months, you do the beaking of these birds. We do beak the birds because when they start laying, some of them have a tendency of developing vices of eating the eggs. So the beaking is done to reduce on that vice of eating eggs. It's one of the common vices birds develop. There are other vices that are developed by birds in the poultry, but egg eating is very common. And therefore, to control it, we reduce on the beak by cutting off the beak of this reducing the size of the beak. You can use a knife with a hot knife to reduce the beak of that bird. There are other methods, but for us here we use a hot knife. Now, at the beaking, you have to take care because in the beak there is a tongue. So for you to take care, the downer lip of the downer beak is shorter. So you must make sure that you beak the bird from down. Don't cut from top. Otherwise, on top, you may end up even cutting the tongue of the bird. So you start cutting from down. And as you hold the bird, put it very well on your armpit, then hold the head, you overturn it, then you cut the beak. Don't cut from up, going down. Even the downer beak is a bit softer. So when you cut from up and you're using a lot of force, you may break the downer lip of the bird because you're using, when you cut through the top one, which is hard, and with a lot of force, you end up even pushing the lower lip. You end up injuring the bird. So you cut from down, cut the downer lip, then you go to the upper section and holding the bird very well without causing much stress. And after beaking, at the beaking these birds, the following day you must put some antibiotics because you may have caused some wound somehow. Put the antibiotics in the water to reduce, to make the birds, and also some vitamins to reduce stress to these birds. And the following day after the beaking. Thank you.
Mr. Demo, looks like his screen went off. Anyone who is ready with their video or live streaming, you can raise up your hand. Agnes, your microphone is open. I don't know whether you want to share something. Let me just give you co-host rights. I'm not hearing what you're saying. Agnes, I've given you co-host rights. I could not hear what you're saying, but if you wanted to share, you can go ahead and share. If there is an area, specific area of your interest, you could type it in the chat. We have many recorded videos from different farms and okay, Cherotich is on. Is it Agnes? Agnes, are you trying to show us your project? Or you're simply sharing your video? Okay, Hannah, I've taken note in my inbox. You're interested in tomato farming. We shall see what we do tomorrow, probably. Mr. Dungu, do you have the tomato video? Very near you there. Someone has requested for tomato farming.
I'm not sure whether we have tomato, but we have greenhouse farming.
Plan for it tomorrow. Let me see what they're saying in the chat. Tomato. Someone is asking for this video on WhatsApp. That may not be possible. The videos are very heavy. They are long videos. They are
Okay.
big and big.
Madam Javi, we can still go back to Iganga. They have sweet pepper and tomato.
Okay,
but it's
please.
basically more to do with the greenhouse farming.
Morning, Javi. I'd gotten lost.
Sairo, you're welcome. Just Sairo, you're welcome.
Thank you.
We had one participant who was willing to share, but he has had problems. So we've been showing them some pre-recorded videos.
Okay.
Should I play that, Madam Javi?
Yes, please do, because someone has requested for tomato farming. I believe she will pick up some ideas, much as it is greenhouse. Mr. Dung.
Hello.
There's now someone has just shared with me directly that she's interested in how to feed the poultry animals. So I don't know whether we just complete that one and have tomatoes probably tomorrow.
That one had ended. But I don't know whether you have bee warmer on your computer. I don't seem to have bee warmer.
I had bee warmer. So I had joined using the phone unless I switch.
Let me just check what I have here.
Maybe you're bringing from my laptop. It's your laptop here.
Madam Javi, we could agree to use today for poultry, and then probably tomorrow we shall come back to tomato. I don't know what you suggest.
Yes. Have you got another poultry video?
Yeah, we could go to Cheyo Farm.
Yes, I think we can have that today, because if there's someone still in that one.
Okay, I think let me play that.
Hello everybody, my name is Nsaba Bob. I'm a director/manager. Welcome to Cheyo Farm Kachiri. I'm going to show you around our wonderful farm. It's a mixed farm, has various enterprises. We have the piggery, the poultry, the dairy, and a bit of crops with the avocado and the mangoes. So welcome. I would like to encourage you to join farming. It's a very interesting journey. So now first I'm going to show you the piggery. It's quite a good business actually if you know what you're doing. So you are welcome, you're welcome. So here we have the food dip. This is Biosecurity. We use formalin in this to try and kill any germs, so we don't allow any foreign bacteria into the farm. The reason we do this is because we have diseases for pigs like swine fever, which is the most common problem we have on most of the farms around here, I think even in Uganda. So as per now, actually, all the workers who work here, we have locked them in as there's a swine fever scare in the country. So we don't allow them to leave. We keep this place. So it's just a temporary thing until the scare goes away, then we can. So, yeah. So welcome. As you can see, some of those are the black with white. We usually mix the local with these breeds because of the disease resistance and the added benefits that come with it. They are more hardy. So on the feeding of the pigs, we are using maize brand. We use a concentrate, but then also we supplement it with all the other wastes from the farm. The matoke peelings, the posho from the workers, we have dodo. We have 616 pigs on the farm today. You have to keep good records. Our daily quantity of feeds we give is 400 kilos. Piglets, total sows, total gilts, total boas, old pigs, deaths recorded. So you have to keep track of everything. So this is how we have our good manager here, Mbayo. He's the one who helps me when I'm not around. And then we also have turkeys on the farm. It's like a side thing. We usually sell them on Easter and Christmas. They're about, I think, 200. So the turkeys coexist with them. So a pig usually gets pregnant, gives birth in about 3 months. That's its gestation period. And a well-fed, healthy pig can give you up to 13 piglets. Now, for us who are doing the piglet business, that is very good for us. That's why we focus more on feeding the mothers. And then we sell the piglets at 3 to 4 months. So most farmers are trying to prefer this local breed because of the disease resistance and the hardiness. Let's proceed to the poultry section. You see how the chicken business works. This is the heartbeat of the farm, the poultry. So we make 90% of our money. It's here, yeah. This is our silo. So we buy this to help cut on the costs of maize because maize is 50% of the chicken's diet. So now when the maize is at a very low price, let me say 500 shillings, we buy and we fill the whole silo to the top. So when later in the season, the maize goes up to about 1,300, 200 shillings, then we stop buying from the market and use our maize which we bought at 500 shillings. But now that improves your profits compared to someone who's buying at 1,400. For you can sell at the same price, but you still have a good, healthy profit on your side. Yeah. So now we have our car dip. Usually they sweep it out and redo they also use formalin in here to avoid cars driving in with any bacteria. But it has to be cleaned, I think, twice a day, 3 times a day. Yeah. So we started, this was the first thing on the farm, this house. This was Cheo Farm started in this house over 14 to 16 years ago. This was our first, all this was a bush. So we started from here and then we expanded house by house as we got better and learned more. This was our beginning unit. As you can see, it's still in the old fashion. It's triple-storied or it's been renovated, I think, once. So this one has free-range birds. So because of the way it was constructed, we can only do free-range birds in this particular building. I'll come in and have a look. So in the free-range system, where you see that line, like the line, that's where they get the water from. These are broilers. These ones are broilers. These ones are meant to go on Christmas. It's a business we also do. We sell them for meat. But this is a free-range house how it runs. This is free-range rearing. The birds are allowed to walk around and do as they please. It's not the most efficient, but if you're starting out, I would recommend you start with that. Then now these are the caged birds. Now this is a more efficient system of farming, but it's quite costly. But if you have the money, you go for this one. If you're starting out and you have a bit of money, you start with this system. You just check your feet. So these are the caged birds. We keep four chickens per unit. We put for them food in here. They get the water from here. As you can see, it's a nipple that produces water. So they get their water they get their food from here, and they lay eggs. So how this is more efficient than the other one is because in this system, the bird never gets to run around. Because it wastes energy running, playing. In this one, it just sits, drinks, eats, and then produces for you eggs. So when it lays the egg, you just pick the egg here. So you just grab a tray and someone collects the eggs and takes to the store for collection. So this is very, very efficient. This one, you use less medicine. It's the best way to rear chicken right now. You see now, this room only needs 2 workers. 2 workers can do this whole job. But the other one, you need like 4, because they need to do this, carry the feeds, do the what. Here it's much more, it's a good system. Now here at the farm, we're making 1,350 eggs per day, roughly, which is about 12 million a day. So when you do it times 30, it comes to so all you have to do is now balance out your feed and the workers and this. Each bird takes 130 grams of feed per day. But now in the cage, you can reduce that to 110 and it'll still be fine. But the other one has to take 130 because it keeps running. It runs across the room and expends energy. Yeah. This one is just stays put. So it's a very good system, but it's not nice, but it's capitalism. You have to make your money somehow. Then this is the weighing scale, because you have to measure the feed for each bird. So for example, you count there, let me say 700 birds in this line. So you do 700, you know each one needs 110 grams. So you do the mathematics, you weigh your food, the worker weighs the food, then he goes distributing. So roughly we know every bird is getting the same, is getting fed well. So you have to keep, and someone has to keep track. Bones have to be strong. So in this one's formula, we add a bit more lime, and then we also put concentrate. So usually here we raise the chickens called Longhorn Brown. Usually buy from Kenchick or import from Belgium. The birds, import them as small chicks, then we grow them into the birds. So this is our feed mill. This is where we mix all the various ingredients. So this is our main machine we use to make the feeds. We have about 20 workers who work in the feed mill alone. They mix the food, run it through the machine, mix it, and then deliver it to the various places it's supposed to be. So that's their job only. So in the absence of lime, like as per now, we use these shells. They are seashells, very rich in calcium, to give the eggs a good, because sometimes the market changes, lime is not available, so you have to improvise. So we use these, locally known as kasonko. So all the eggs they collect, when they collect eggs, they have to bring them here. And once they bring them here, we count them, people verify, and then we wait for the buyers to come. The buyers come, they park there, we load them, and we proceed. But this is our store. These are the eggs for 2 days. It should be 2 days of eggs. But the eggs market is so big. You can never fulfill the demand for eggs in Kampala. It is impossible. But the demand is too much. Even as we are now, we cannot fulfill the demand we have for these eggs. The people asking to buy them, we have to turn some away. We say, no, you go to another farm. So it's like that. But the demand is too much. You cannot fulfill the demand to sell all these eggs. So yeah, it's a good business, I would say. Anyone interested in going into poultry business, please join us. And feel free to come for any support. It's our new project. We are starting a soya cake plant. This is our latest project. So we make like the soya cake, which we sell to the other farmers, like a protein part of the diet for pigs, cows, chickens. Also going to make feed for our own selves. We're going to cut on our cost of feed. So it's still being set up, but this is our next project. So we make soya cake. We have a product called soya oil, which comes out of those tubs. This is our next thing. We should be up and running by at least by the end of next month. It's a good thing with the poultry. It's daily money. Daily money. Every day you have money. Unlike, like, let me say, you're manufacturing something, you put in the supermarket, they will tell you wait till we sell your items, then they give you back. But this one is more of like every day. Because people are paying, they're paying, you have like cash to do your things. Yeah. So now this is the dairy section. So this is workers' accommodation. So these are milking cows. So we put for each one a mattress. Each one has its own place where it sleeps. They have their water, they have their beds, and they have their food on this side. So back in the day, we only used to feed silage. Scott came. He told us that him is not very good with the feeding, but what he can advise us, now he's only recommended for us, Cheyenne, the next volunteer who came. Now he has a PhD student of animal nutrition. So he's the one who gave us like a detailed thing. He changed our cows and it greatly improved. You could see now we use sweet potato vines, alfalfa, elephant grass, the various types, one Napier Kakamega, Napier this. He gave us that whole thing. So now we mix and we make a very good, healthy food for the cows. Now they give way more milk, where they didn't brew us grain. So usually the breed we keep here on Che is Frisian, because Frisians give more quantity of milk. So you're welcome to our milking parlor. We installed this I think 6 years ago because of the labor intensity for the workers were facing. So it also cut down our labor costs. It's also very efficient at removing all the milk from the udder. Then there's a small gate here where we lock them in, prevent them from escaping. So they line up like that. At the start, of course, it was hard to get them used to this system, but with time they've gotten used. They even know how to arrange themselves. Each one goes on one teat, because the cow has 4 teats. So it's put under and then they switch on. So he's going to show us. So the milk is sucked into that, and it comes up into this jar. Comes down to the pipe, and comes down into this jar. The jar has a measuring calibration, so you know how many liters each cow has done without having to use buckets or anything. So it's a very good system. From here, it's shot into this jar, then it's sent to the back room. So, and you see the milk starts coming out, and it comes into this jar.
Thank you, Mr. Dungu. I asked in the chat for people to identify the subject areas that could being applied here. And some people typed in the chat. I just want to request them to share more light exactly how biology is applied, how physics is applied. I think I got 3: biology, physics, and entrepreneurship. So can I begin with the one who said physics? Flavia, can you unmute and tell us exactly where you saw physics being applied? Flavia? Let's see, do we muted everyone? Flavia, please go ahead and tell us how you saw physics being applied in the video. Okay, probably Flavia is still preparing how to put down her words. I had also Daniela. Daniela, would you like to elaborate more on your answer in the chat? Daniela? I don't know why people are shy this morning.
Davis is talking about mathematics. If he's able to unmute, can he explain a little more? Is Davis with us? Go on.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go on.
Good morning. Morning, teacher.
Morning.
Okay. For me, I was deciding that mathematics was being applied on a moment where they changed from the free range. Okay, the other thing of the free range, yes. Then they changed the other case system where they reduced on the number of the employees, of the other one, the workers. And that one was even increasing on a number of on a income rate within a calculated manner. That means that the income rate increased due their calculations, how they planned through mathematics. Okay. Okay. They also plan about the yes.
Go on.
Okay, I was adding on by saying that also calculating about how they organize their press. You see, all that was all about the how can you calculate how can you come up with a place? Because you see, within a few years' time, collect his eggs. You see all that all is about mathematics. If you don't calculate that, that means you use too much time. Even the labor will increase, then hence you'll find that you have wasted a lot of time while collecting eggs. You use a lot of labor while serving your serving the water to
the network.
way of starting the fields. He regulated yeah, machines that also has, yes. Okay, I was talking about agriculture. So there are some mathematical extent that the calculation is no need to get the other caps by using.
Thank you, Davis. Davis, you're breaking, but I think I picked your point that when they shifted from the free range to the caged one, they must have made some calculations regarding time taken to pick the eggs, regarding the calculation of how much feeds to give each hen. So that is basically what I've picked from you. That is where mathematics was basically applied. Thank you very much. There was someone with entrepreneurship in the chat. Shasairo, there's someone who had typed, I don't know whether you had joined yet.
Yeah, let me scroll and see.
Ian Kayongo.
Yes, Ian Kayongo, yes.
I think Davis also spoke about is it biology? As if I had biology regarding the feeds. Ian,
Yeah. The quantities, the ratios. He was talking about the ratios.
Now ratios is also math. Okay.
It was a very good presentation by him.
The only problem that he was breaking.
Breaking, yeah.
Ian, are you on the call to throw more light on your answer in the chat?
There was Flavia with physics. Did we get through to her?
No, I think they are shy. I don't know why.
No, we
Either
don't see
they are
them.
shy or not very good.
Yeah. And obviously, I don't know whether Ian talked about, was it Ian, the one about mathematics, Kayongo? No, it was not Kayongo, it was, what was his name? The mathematics fellow.
I think it was Davis who had shared. If there's anyone who wants to say something, you can put up your hand and tell us the subject area you've identified that can be, or that is being applied here. Whichever subject. Anyone?
Kayongo again raised his hand, I think. Kayongo, unmute and say something. Kayongo, unmute. Kayongo, your hand is up. Are we getting through to you?
His network might be poor.
It's very poor.
But he's not even unmuting. Kayongo, unmute.
Unmute your microphone, then talk to us.
Okay. I was saying, like in free range systems, the feeds they give them is a lot, and yet the cost of the feeds is high. So it can be reduced in the cage system. In the cage system, they can reduce it, making the cost of the feeds less. And the machinery they are using, they're trying to get it themselves in order to reduce the cost of the feeds, like in the making the cake, soya cake, those things like that. They're trying to reduce on the cost of the feeds. Yeah, I'm on the case of entrepreneurship.
Okay. Is that all?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Ian. I think that was well elaborated. Basically, cutting costs. Free range vis-a-vis the caged one, and also making your own feeds. And maybe for us, it may not be easy now to get our own machines, but we cut costs where we can. Thank you so much, Ian. That was entrepreneurship. Anyone else? Yes, I'm seeing Davis. Davis.
Okay, teacher, I was being taken. Okay, the network was a problem this side.
True. So now can we go on?
Okay. I had reached on a point of okay, the milking machine. Okay, or the way they were made. Okay, you see that they reduce the labor of calculating the amounts of milk. Because you see, if they are calculated, that means someone will use the mathematics he has, will use it to use the calibration and know the liters, not using the other cups of measuring liters, and not using any other thing like using the calibrations on the other buckets, but also you see that using the other mind of the milking jugs being calculated, that means he will save time through his mathematics, not using the other cups, measuring 2 cups for a liter, 2 cups for a liter. Okay, thank you for coming me. Now, my request was, hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
I didn't subscribe, and I wanted to subscribe. Should I continue? Hello, Miss
Teacher Javira, can you respond to that?
Yes, Davis, what was your question again?
My question, I didn't subscribe the other 2K, the other 2K of the other 20K of the farm camp.
Yes.
Then should
but
I
you'd like
then
to
I
subscribe now?
I would like
yes,
to
you
subscribe.
can. Thank you very much, David. That would be good of you. You can still subscribe, no problem. We still have many programs running. So we are grateful.
And I also
yes.
And I also have my brother in the senior who also needs a group, and for me my thought was that also my number should be in 2 groups.
Which 2 groups?
Because I have my brother in senior too, and I was using a laptop and I failed to download the software for laptop of WhatsApp.
Mm. So you want to
then
be
I wanted that
so that you can pick his messages.
The group of
for
senior
him.
too, and yes.
Let me see. I don't know whether I can get one now, but you can go ahead. I hope you still have the details where you can pay the 20,000. Do you?
Yes.
Okay, that is good.
Those details I still have.
Okay, let me see whether I can get a WhatsApp group now, and I share it with you in the chat. Anyone else as I try to sort out Davis? Cicero, probably if there's anyone
okay.
else who can.
Not yet, but let me make another appeal. If you have seen anything, just share with us. Perhaps by saying math, physics, what people are fearing to come out with their ideas. But we want reactions. The reactions could be general, of a general nature. Might want to know something. Some of you don't know where Kachiri is. You could also ask about where Kachiri is. If you wanted to move to that place, where do I pass? I was impressed. I would want to visit that farm, and so on. Somebody has put up the hand. Somebody called help. I've seen your hand.
Thank you, Teacher Cyril. This is Rusty. I don't know why my name was.
It is just help.
I don't know how I got to be help, but somehow I got to be helped.
Yes.
I just wanted to thank you so much for this program, Teacher Javi, Teacher Dungu, Teacher Cyril, and all of you who are on call. I just want to thank you so much. I wanted to respond to this student who is having an issue with WhatsApp. Is it okay?
Yeah, go ahead. I actually, Teacher Javira had gone down to try to help, but if you
I have Teacher Cyril. I have
Yes,
shared one of the latest WhatsApp group. So Davis,
Okay.
if you're in the call, I've shared it in the chat. Kindly tap and join. He wants to join on behalf of the brother. He failed to connect it to the laptop, which I think is okay. So I've given.
Thank you.
Teacher Resta, you
Yeah,
can
I
go
wanted
ahead.
to help him.
Okay.
I wanted to give him some tips on how to download WhatsApp on the laptop.
Please go ahead.
Go ahead. I think Davis, you listen.
Yeah, let him go to the search engine or whatever. If he uses Chrome, I normally use Chrome. Let him go to the Chrome, type in whatsapp.com, and he'll get several links, and he taps on the one for login, and it will give him a new page, which will have several options. He should only tap on web. And when he taps on web, it will give him, pardon?
We are hearing you clearly, Teacher Resti.
Oh, thank you. And when he taps on web, he should also have his phone around. Go into your WhatsApp. It will give you a code which you're supposed to take you to link to your phone. Go to your WhatsApp, click 3 dots on your right-hand corner when you open up your WhatsApp. And there are several options they will give you, but choose the one link devices and place your phone in front of the code that appears on your laptop, and it will be connected just like that, and you'll have your WhatsApp. Thank you.
Teacher Resti, wait, hold on there. Let me ask Davis whether he picked anything or whether I would want you to repeat. Davis, are you still, were you listening?
I was listening, but maybe he can pardon a bit.
Teacher Resti, she's a she. Teacher Resti, Teacher Resti, please respond, repeat it a bit slowly for him. He also has a problem with the network.
Okay, you go to Chrome and get to the link where you type in the links or the URL and type in whatsapp.com. And when you get there, It will give you several options. There is WhatsApp with the icon, then there is WhatsApp web, then there are features, download, security, help center, and language. But get to WhatsApp web, and when you click on WhatsApp web, it is going to bring a code. That code is supposed to be linked to your phone. So all you need to do is now pull out your phone, get your WhatsApp, and go to the 3 dots on the right hand up in the corner here. Thereafter, when you click on them, they are going to give you several options, but choose the option of link devices. And once it has opened up, it's going to open up a small window, which looks like you're going to take a photograph. Now make sure your photo, at that time, you place your photo, your phone in the code which appears on your laptop. And the phone is very sensitive. It will just read it the moment you are in the right position. It will just link immediately and WhatsApp will open. And you will be done. Thank you so much. Hope he has got what I've told him.
I hope so. Davis, have you got it?
Okay, I have got it. I will try it today.
Okay, if it fails, please come back.
Okay.
Teacher Resta is always on call.
So, Sairo, I think it is 7:30. We should be winding up.
Okay.
Is there anyone who wants to share something? Either on what you've seen today, or you have a suggestion for the future early bird programs, kindly share with us so that we want to make things better and better. So we are open to your suggestions.
Hear your voice, you want to say something? Anna Amanyere to everybody else. Anna Amanyere.
I was going to ask that since we have the early bird farmers meeting in the morning, why isn't it that we don't study in the morning?
Oh, I will give my reason. I'll give my reason, and then Teacher Javira can also. I wanted to say, I think when you look at the number of participants, you can say that they are much smaller. That number is much smaller than the usual numbers we have in our lessons. So for me, I would imagine that that is the major reason. But if everybody else was as active as you are early morning, there would be no problem for us. You can see we are always here. Teacher Javira, can you also compliment on that one?
Thank you, Teacher Sairo. Hannah, this time was specifically set out for the early bird farmers because we have lessons now. The other reason why we don't have lessons in the morning is that most of the teachers at HELP have lessons in their various schools during the morning hours. That is why at HELP it's at 2. But also we shall not just do lessons and lessons and lessons. That is why we gazetted this time for those who have their stories, their projects to share with us. That is why we gazetted this. But Mr. Dungo could also add to that. Mr. Dungo, are you still on the call?
Yes, maybe also to add that most of the students who join in at HELP, some of them also have morning lessons in their schools. So it's a mix of things. And that is why we chose to have at 2. But maybe Hannah also has something to say in terms of why she's mentioning this. Hannah, you might be mentioning it because of a challenge. Let's hear you out.
Teacher, it's not because of any challenge, but I was just asking. Because if we have the one in the morning, then wait some hours, then in the afternoon. So I was just wondering. So
Anna, are you in senior 1 to B?
Yes.
That explains it. So the continuing students, like Mr. Dungu has added on, already have some lessons with their schools. And also the teachers at HELP have lessons in their schools during the morning hours. So that is why. But also we want to encourage the farmers. That is why we came up with this early bird. Anyone else? Mercy? Mercy, your hand is up.
Can see the same person?
Yes,
okay.
Teacher.
Okay.
Are you hearing me, teacher?
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes, we can.
Good morning, Mercy.
Okay, teacher, I'm facing a problem in my phone. It has virus on it. So I try to download some apps, but it is not clearing it.
What does it tell you when you try to download?
It writes that you have virus in Chrome. Okay.
That you have virus in Chrome?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't know whether Mr. Kazba is still here. He would have helped in that area.
Mr. Kaziba, are you still with us?
Or any
Madam
other
Javi,
yes?
Madam Javi, let Mercy give you the number so that Mr. Angela gets to her directly on this.
Okay, Mercy, please.
Yes.
Can you
type your number type your number directly to me?
Okay.
In the chat.
Jacket.
There is a complaint that from Ian Kayongo, I don't know whether it is recent or it was at the beginning, that we are not allowing them to unmute. I don't know.
Yes, Teacher Sairo, we handled that. I think it was about unmuting.
Okay.
Any other?
Teacher Sairo, we looked at that. The system challenge, we corrected it.
Okay, it is okay, sir.
I'm seeing two other hands up.
Oloka Isaac. So Oloka Isaac.
Yes, teacher, I was just asking, like,
yes.
Shall we continue with learning like after they've opened the school, like in holidays, or this thing will just end with the COVID era?
Mr. Dungu, over to you.
Isaac, even when you're at school, we are going to do that Saturday seminar with your schools, and we shall always be open during holidays. But we also know that maybe not all classes will go in at once. So whoever is still at home, we shall always learn throughout. Thank you.
Okay. Like
can you pray for us? We're already beyond the time.
He still had a small question. Yes.
Okay. And I was like, now we shall still have the online seminars on Saturdays.
Yes, even this Saturday you're going to have.
Okay.
And have we told them that our normal lessons are beginning today? The usual lessons? They are beginning today. You should have been told, I'm sure. I came a bit later. I'm sure they were told.
I'm the one to pray.
Okay, go ahead.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you for all this session. We thank you that you've been with us since we started this meeting. Father, I pray, may you protect us, Father. May you guide us, lead us, Father, throughout this day, Father, King of God. Guide us through our upcoming lessons, Father, King of Kings. Father, I pray, may you provide for those who may not be having data at this time. May you give them by the time the lessons are starting, King of Kings. Father, I pray for all our beloved teachers, Father, wherever they are, Father, King of Glory. Empower them, guide them, protect them, Father, King of God. Give them the energy and the strength, Father. Always provide to them, Father, King of Kings, whatever they be giving us, Father, King of Glory. Father, I pray for all those who are not feeling well in this day, Father. May you touch them with your healing hands, so that they may be healed, feel well. King of Kings, all those are praying in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much. Let's have a lovely day, and we meet tomorrow morning.
Teacher,
Yes?
I've given you my number.
Yes, I've noted it down. I'm going to follow up. Pardon?
Yes,
Yes, it starts at 6.